Good morning, everyone. Mr. Williams is sick today, so I'm going to just try to take his place. I can't do a good job as he, but I just want to welcome everyone here today to Olanta Baptist Church and to our Sunday school service this morning. We want to go over our prayer list and want to ask that you remember some people in prayer. We've got a prayer list here, but we've got some additions that we need to add to the prayer list. We need to add Nathaniel Slick Gibbons to the prayer list. He passed away yesterday. We need to remember him. We need to remember, was asked to remember Margaret Yarber in prayer. So we need to remember Margaret Yarber, Miss Marie's sister. We need to remember Nell and William Floyd in prayer. Nell got Miss Nell, if I'm not correct, she got overheated last weekend. Spent a couple of days in the hospital. So we need to remember her. Mr. Williams has been sick this week as well. Lift him up in prayer. We need to remember Andy Weaver in prayer. That's his case. Baby brother, he's been diagnosed with brain cancer. So we need to lift him up in prayer today. Also, continue to remember Eugene Miles as he gets over his accident on the moped. Do we have any others that we need to remember in prayer this morning? Any special requests? Any new prayer requests? Okay. Well, let's go to the Lord in prayer this time. Our Father and our God, we thank you today. We can gather here in your house and study your word. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask that you speak to us as we study your word this morning. May we gain wisdom from it. And may we be shown how to apply that wisdom to our lives. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Well, this morning, for our Sunday school lesson, we are in lesson number 7. And our title of our lesson is Living Wisely. Living Wisely. And our scripture is Proverbs chapter 14. Proverbs chapter 14, verses 8 through 15. And in the summer, our Sunday school quarterly has been in Proverbs, and we're also going to be in the Song of Songs. Last week we studied about wisdom, and today we're going to be talking about how to live wisely, And we're going to find out that following God's wisdom leads to joy, while failing to do so leads to grief. And so let's look at Proverbs chapter 14, verses 8 through 15. And the Bible says, a sensible person's wisdom is to consider his way, but the stupidity of fools deceives them. Fools mark it making reparation. That's out of making restitution. But there is goodwill among the upright. The heart knows its own bitterness, and no outsider shares in its joy. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There is a way that seems right to a person, but its end is the way of death. Even in laughter, our heart may be sad, and joy may end in grief. The disloyal one will get what he deserves, and a good one his deeds deserve. The inexperienced one believes anything, but the sensible one watches his steps. Now, oftentimes when we cook something, you have to follow the right steps. Now, I like to try to cook sometimes, but I have come to find out that at times when I didn't follow the recipe by the letter, especially on some things, it's turned out pretty bad. some of y'all can understand that as well. Well, something is similar true when it comes to God's wisdom. When we don't follow God's wisdom to the letter, we get in trouble. But when we do, we find joy. And Solomon here is contrasting following God's wisdom with the foolishness of not following his wisdom. And he starts off by talking in verses 8 through 15, which is the first part of the first section of our lesson. He starts talking about the prudence of following wisdom. Now, Proverbs, a lot of times, Proverbs is arranged in a different way than we would normally taught today. Sometimes you find the main idea not at the beginning, but maybe in the middle, and the explanation at the front and at the back. And that's the way it is here today. The main idea, the main point of our scripture is found in verse 8 and verse 15. They call this arrangement a chiasmus or chiasm. And it sheds significant light, this one does, on the value of applying God's wisdom by being prudent. Now, what does prudence mean? We've probably heard that word before. But prudence is really a fancy word for just saying thinking things through. You know, thinking things through. Step by step. And it involves thinking things through before we reach a conclusion and come to a decision. And a person who practices prudence will be referred to as a sensible person. That's what Solomon said. He said the sensible person's wisdom is to consider his way, but the stupidity of fools deceives him. You see, a person who is sensible and prudent will take the time, Solomon says, to seek the Lord's direction as we make decisions, or as he and she makes decisions in life. Especially when we face things that are puzzling. And the kind of wisdom Solomon says that we need there is God's wisdom. And when we put this wisdom to work in our life, and as we deal with the problems of life and the situations of life that we run across, what we demonstrate is we're trying to discern the way of God. Now, we're trying to understand the way that he wants us to take. And really giving due consideration to the wisdom of God and the way that God will have us to go in situations distinguishes us as a mature Christian. Now you notice, verse 8, Solomon made a contrast between the wise person and the foolish person. Now, he says the foolish person takes a whole different way of action. You see, in their foolishness, foolish people don't take the time to think through the situation facing them. Instead, they make their decisions quickly now. And what they do is they just make their decisions quickly and rashly, and they dive headlong into it. And before long, the stupidity or the foolishness of their actions become obvious. They take the first glance, and that's what they go off of. They just see a few facts here and there. But what they actually see deceives them into taking action that is really utterly foolish. Now, you know, we've met people like that. Maybe we know people like that. You know, they jump right on something. Right on something. They don't think it through. And before you know it, they're in a big mess. And they don't know how to get out there. Now, in verse 15, Solomon said that foolish individuals tend to be inexperienced when it comes to handling life's challenges and opportunities as well. They just, in my way of looking at this passage of Scripture, they just lack understanding. And it comes from inexperience, and it comes from just not knowing. You see, they haven't learned yet, these people, the necessity and importance of cultivating and nourishing a relationship with the Lord in which love for Him moves them to respect Him and His wisdom. And so, consequently, what they are is that they're left with their own insights. They're inexperienced, and I'll tell you one thing that's very common of them, they don't think a whole lot about what the Scripture has to say. They want to do it oftentimes their way. And sometimes they don't even, it's not that they disrespect the Bible, they just haven't learned the importance yet of always going back to what the Scripture has to say. And what ends up happening is oftentimes they end up being gullible. They believe anything. How many of y'all have ever met somebody that just believed anything? I'll be honest with you, the world is full of one of the best things and the worst thing that's ever come into America is social media. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Now, hey, Facebook's not all that bad. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm glad that during this COVID-19 pandemic that we have had the internet and social media. It has been a wonderful thing. And I know beforehand there was a lot of preachers that like to cuss or whatever you want to say, social media. Want to complain about it. It's been a good thing in that instance, but I'm telling you, there is a lot of plain foolishness on social media. And people believe me, and I'm telling you, if you want to start a good room, you don't need to go to the barber shop, the beauty shop, the hardware store, or wherever people gather to gossip. You just get on the Facebook and you put something on it, and before you know it, you got to follow. You got to follow. In fact, yesterday I was looking at something that really brought this attention. Somebody was trying to make out numbers in a baby's mouth. Now, these were people that was trying to be against vaccines. I don't understand that because, vaccines are very healthy, not hurtful. And they were trying to say because a baby had some blisters in the roof of his mouth, or her mouth, it just happened to make it, if you really look hard at it, look like the number 88, to make them think that somehow those doctors had put a chip in that baby. Now, ain't that crazy? And there was people on Facebook that would believe in that. And I said, folks, it's my fault. Maybe the baby's got a thrush. I don't know, but I promise you, that's not numbers put inside that baby's mouth. Now, I didn't take the time to comment on that because I knew those people would believe the thing I said, and next thing you know, they'd be wanting to have a Facebook fight, and I'm just not into that. But we find a lot of foolishness, and we find people that believe of everything. The Bible has a lot of things to say about not being gullible. The Bible says in Proverbs 1, verse 32, the complacency of fools will destroy them. Matthew 10, verse 16, Jesus said, look, I'm sending you out like sheep among wolves. Therefore be as shrewd as serpents and as innocent as doves. 16 and verse 18, they deceive the hearts of the unsuspecting with smooth talk and flattering words. 1 Corinthians 14 and verse 20, don't be childish in your thinking, but be infants in regard to evil and adult in your thinking. So we need to be wise, Solomon says. We need to be prudent. We don't need to be gullible. And then he goes on to talk in verses 9 through 14 how this wisdom is applied to certain situations in life. That part of our lesson is called content. He says this, he says, fools, verse 9, mock and make reparation, but there is goodwill among the upright. Verse 14 says, the disloyal one will get what his conduct deserves, and a good one what his deeds deserve. Now, what he's doing there, Solomon, is he is showing us how this wisdom is lived out in life. He's making a comparison of those who turn out to be fools and God's people who live by his wisdom. And he uses as an illustration the Old Testament law of restitution. For God's people in the days of Solomon, the law couldn't have been clearer regarding the need to make restitution for sin. In fact, that's where we get in our legal code today, in the Western world, in the United States, and other countries, that's where we get the idea for restitution for certain crimes. Now, in Solomon's day, for example, a man who cheated, stole, or lied had to make restitution to the individual who had been victimized by his sinful actions. So he had to make restitution back to the one he wronged. And in addition, he had to present a guilt or a trespass offering to the priest. And the amount of restitution had been established in the law, and God's people had been told to regard the matter of restitution as something holy. And so Solomon said that fools wouldn't take the law of restitution seriously. They would detest it. And so their disdain for making restitution came from their misguided way of thinking about accountability. They didn't think anyone would make them accountable for their sinful behavior. Not even God. They thought, well, I can just do whatever I want to, and who's going to hold me accountable? So, they were mocking the law, and they ridiculed it, and anyone who tried to abide by it. And they thought that rejecting the law would bring them contempt. And let's face it, we've got people just like that today, don't we? I mean, we got people just like that today. There's no difference in what they are trying to do. But Solomon said God's people, if they grew in his wisdom, would respond to sin in an entirely different way. They would strive to be upright. Therefore, when they committed a sin that would hurt someone, they didn't hesitate. They wouldn't hesitate to make restitution in keeping God's law. They took it seriously, this idea of restitution, because God's wisdom had guided them to understand the necessity of wholesome relationships with others. And so, the mark of their relationships would be goodwill. And that showed a willingness to make amends and to seek reconciliation. And so, in that context, they would experience true contentment in their walk with God. Now, once again, Solomon makes that contrast. He said, this is the one This is what the foolish one will experience. They will get what their conduct deserves. He says the disloyal one will get what their conduct deserves. This is actually where we get our English word backslide from. It's the idea of taking a step or two in this direction and then turning around and going into the other direction. In fact, some translations will translate this to backsliding hard. What this talks about is the sad reality that some people begin as loyal followers of the Lord, but then lose heart of the truth. They turn back to a lifestyle guided by their own inclinations, and according to this verse, they will be held accountable for their disloyalty. The day will come when they can expect full payment for their conduct. But he says the good one gets a different payday. The good one gets paid for his deeds. And they experience the blessings. And what this verse assures us that living out of God's wisdom brings the true reward of lasting content. And then finally, in verse 10 through 13, Solomon talks about joy and bitterness. In verse 10 he says, the heart knows its own bitterness and no outsider shares in its joy. Even in laughter, the heart may be sad and joy may end in grief. The house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. He said there's a way that seems right to a person, but the end is in the way is the way to death. The way to death. Now what is he saying there? He's saying that, sometimes the feelings that we show, sometimes the fronts, I believe, that we put on, sometimes masks what's really going on inside our heart. He says the heart knows its bitterness. In other words, only the person can know what's going on inside them. A good instance is we can, a good example is we can share our pain with others, but we cannot actually internalize the true depth of bitterness that may be locked away in somebody's heart. We don't know really what's going on. Another example has to do with joy. Sometimes I think we don't really understand joy because we confuse joy with happiness. But happiness and joy is two different things. Happiness depends on circumstances. Joy is content no matter what the circumstances are. He says even in laughter, our heart may be sad. And joy may end in grief. Anybody can laugh. But even laughter sometimes hides sadness. But a heart full of joy comes from an intimate relationship with God. Believers don't need to develop a ruse or a blanket that covers our sorrow. Instead, we count on the joy that comes in our walk with God to sustain us even when our hearts ache. Grief awaits all of us, but our joy will hold us up as we endure. And then we have to understand that in the end, thriving is not based upon our circumstances, but it's based upon us walking in the wisdom of God. And so we come now to the central point, which we look at verses 11 to 12 of this section of Proverbs. And right here, Solomon is talking about what happens to the person who chooses the foolish path. And then what is the outcome of the person who chooses to walk in God's way of wisdom? Once again, he makes a contrast. He says here, a wicked person is a person who has rejected the Lord and refused to seek His wisdom. And spiritually speaking, wicked people build a house on a foundation that fails. A faulty foundation. You know, a house can be beautiful on the inside. It can have the best fixtures and finest paint and finest furniture, but if it doesn't have a good foundation, that house is worthless. It's no better than a shack. And foolish people, when it comes to their lives, they have built shacks. They have built a house on a foundation of personal thoughts, preferences, philosophies, and prejudice. And that kind of faulty foundation cannot stand the challenges that come with life. So because of the flimsy foundation, their house will be eventually destroyed. It'll be demolished. And Solomon said that's the outcome awaiting anyone who decides to ignore God's wisdom. But an upright person, he says their tent will flourish. Now, notice there, he talked about a house and a tent. We tend to think of a house, something very permanent. A tent, you can put a tent up in a little bit, you can take it down even quicker. And people who live in tents won't appear to have much security as someone who lives in a house. But Solomon says here, in this case, they're more secure. A tent is a secure place when it's the home of the upright person. And being upright, according to the Bible, is being right with God and showing it in our relationships with others. And when we determine to follow God's wisdom, we can count on helping us to flourish. And then finally, this comparison gives way to a sobering conclusion in verse 12. He says, each person chooses the path of his or her life. Now, some people will choose to follow their own ways. They'll choose to follow the wisdom of the world. They'll choose to do what seems right to them. I've heard this, well, I'm going to do it because it feels right to me. Don't ever follow that case. Don't ever follow that kind of wisdom. Make sure you check it by God's Word. And if it don't line up with God's Word, don't go down that path. Because the Bible says here, when we follow our own ways, it ends in death. He says, but its end is the way to death. You see, we're presented here with a sobering warning about choosing a path without turning to the Lord and seeking His wisdom. Taking the path that would lead us to joy requires us to decide if we want to be wise for Him. So what our Sunday school lesson this morning has taught us is that true success, this is what I've got out of it, is true success in life comes from following God's wisdom and a surefire pathway to heartache and trouble and just all kinds of bad things comes from trying to follow our own ways. Let's close in prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for your word, and we thank you, dear Heavenly Father, for allowing us to gather here and study your word today. I pray, dear Heavenly Father, we'll take it, apply it, and use it in our everyday lives. Lord, just bless us now a little bit as we go into our worship service, and may you be honored and glorified by what is said and done. For we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.